So as it goes online, let me see here. Yeah, we've even been to play some music just to relax people so that as they come in, uh, let me give another 30 seconds again. Yes, good morning and happy Easter, dear viewers of Gaza Media. Today is April the 20th, and this is Easter Sunday. As we promised, that we'll have a conversation, kind of dialogue with our Honorable Dr. Foju Bernard, who is a lone parliamentarian for LBLM. So at least he's reaching out that he has some information that to share with us. So this will be kind of a very informal kind of discussion with him, so that the goal is for him to educate us on some of the project or the development of the BLM. Dear viewer, as you have heard, LEGDA USA is championing the agenda or the vision of 2050 for the BLM. So in all of that discussion, somebody like the parliamentarian who is like elected official representing the BLM in the parliament who may have something to say to us. But we would like to revisit some of the discussion that we had last time with him when he was here. Dear viewers, stay tuned as we continue to bring you. So if you are joining in, share the link to our viewers, share the link to all sons and daughters of the BLM, and you will not be able to join us on this platform. But what you can do is you can send your comment on the comment section of our YouTube channel. Then we'll be able to look at it, and if there's any question that we can channel to our honorable uh, uh, Dr. Bernard Fojo, will send it to him. So let me bring our honorable here to the platform so that we can start the discussion. Yeah, honorable, good morning and welcome again after several months.
Good morning and happy Easter to you and to your viewers.
Yes, honorable. Yes, I'm glad that at least you are able to squeeze the time. Because of time congestion, we can only make it today on Easter Sunday. People are celebrating, but at least we're still glad that you squeeze that time to be here with me, so that we can discuss some of the issue really affecting our division. Honorable, as you may recall, last time when we're discussing uh, on the development of the BLM and project, you were saying that you were the chairperson of project of monitoring evaluation. So I would like you to maybe explain to us uh, the mechanism or the process in which you are able to evaluate those projects to approve them for payment and contract and stuff like that.
No, I don't. I don't approve projects. I don't certify projects. What I do, I'm appointed by the senior divisional officer just last year and this year, not before, to preside over, to chair the follow-up committee. The follow-up committee, it's a political instance that was put together by the Minister of Plan. Before I used to chair that committee, and each meeting we had have 200, the project, the beneficiaries, and so on. So it was very well animated. We are not, it's a kind of stage, it's a kind of meeting together to make sure that things, and these things are being satisfactory to people, So you have the technicians who are the engineers. You have about 30 of them. And I think about 8 are extremely important in the development process. They are those who are in charge of designing the projects and following the technical execution. We follow just the political execution. I don't know if that's
Yes. So
so. We
now,
have division committees and we have a regional committee.
so your office, so your role is, if a
So
project is, if they say if a project is already carried on, and because last time you sent a circular, I think requesting that different constituency, if they identify any project, they can take pictures and images and send them to you. So of which those lists that you release, I think they have some potential that was from the council that this project has already been executed to about 80% to about 90%. Now the question now is, if its work is already done to that level, then you are collecting it. So how do you evaluate it at that point when they've already like kind of almost completed? So what will you do at that time when you
we
receive?
rely no, we rely completely on the engineer,
Mhm,
and I regret a bit because the most important point I made was not really seized, because the most important point I made was this: that the engineers said, because of the difficulties, because of the
mhm,
crisis, they are unable to do their work well. They said that clearly, and I wrote it out clearly, and that's the most important thing. The rest is not as important as this, because as I'm telling you, it's the engineer that designs the project, it's the engineer that develops the job order, and it's the
mhm,
engineer that follows the work in the field. If the engineer tells you, I can't do my work well, I'm not sure of the data I'm giving you, you have to take note and you have to do something about it. So the most important thing, the most important drawback, the most important challenge following that is challenging us, especially in Fontaine subdivision, is the crisis. You know,
mhm.
I know that many people say that it is not that bad. You know, sometimes it doesn't have to be that bad. Just a belief that there is a problem also can hold people back. So our most important problem right now is to make sure that there is freedom of movement, is to make sure that the engineers feel safe enough to do their work. I regret because nobody actually seized on that. I've been through uh, the observations in Lebialem and other fora, and I don't think people don't appear to pay enough attention on that. They appear to assume that the situation is okay. The situation is not okay. As long as there's that belief that the situation is not okay, it's not okay.
Yes, honorable. Yeah, because some people, yeah, this brought me to where some people thought that by you just giving a blank question, that if somebody come and say there is insecurity, then there's nothing you can do. They just feel that maybe you are just giving them kind of, we call it laissez passer, kind of free pass. Okay, I won't bother so long as you say there's insecurity. It appear like you don't want to say where is the insecurity, what is the real concern here. I want to know. Just feel that maybe by you just say, okay, if somebody say there's insecurity, there's nothing I can do. So they may just hide behind that statement by itself and just say, oh, yeah, the honorable has said if there's insecurity. So every person, you blanket every person. Would that be fair?
No, not at all. There's something we do, as
Mhm,
just said, I'm appointed by the SDO. So I report to him, and then I also report to the Minister of Plan. Sometimes the SDO is present himself. After reporting to him, he himself has been to visit some of these projects, with the security around him, which means that he takes our report seriously. We are not folding our arms. What we are saying is this: let us make it easy for the development agents to do their work. First of all, it's important to say this, that development is a difficult process. It's not an easy process at all. And when the area, like ours, has certain difficulties, certain geographical, geological, and other kinds of difficulties, let us not complicate it by adding a self-made, by adding other difficulties to it. It's extremely important
Yeah.
all along. When we go through, when we shall talk about the road, when we shall talk about every other thing, the most important drawback, I'll keep insisting, the most important drawback that we have right now, let's not deceive ourselves. It is difficult to force any engineer to go somewhere. And the best control is not an official control where everybody is there. The best control is when you can go without warning. When you go without warning, you can see exactly what is happening. But if you have to go with the army, with the police, with all that, a lot of it is masked. So I will continue to say this. I will continue to say this,
Yeah.
that we must do everything to make sure that peace returns so that our development can take off seriously. Because we have everything now in our favor. The minister, as I keep saying, the minister in charge of planification, the minister in charge of the presidential reconstruction plan, is from Lebialem. Let's use him. Let's use him.
Yes, honorable. Yes, because now we're talking about. I know there was insecurity when this water project started about 2 years ago. Uh, the inaccessibility of water in our headquarter Menji, which I compare Menji to say Limbe, which is the headquarter of Fako. I compare it to Kumba, which is the headquarter of Meme. Uh, for over how many months now? At some time, water will flow, it will not be complete. But right now, what is the state? When you look at all of this happening, people want to return home. I think last time the ASIO put out a communique that all the administrative officials, the delegate, everybody should report to Minji and their office and resume duty. Then with the influx of population now moving down when there's no water in Menji or there's no steady water flow, how do people survive? I think that's one of the hindrance too. So what do we really do about this water issue? It means the 100 million like that is gone, then we cannot have water.
Well, I don't think that particular project will solve all the water problem in Menji. I'm not saying that they should not have done what they were supposed to do. They did not do what they were supposed to do. The senior dean himself has been there, is not satisfied with what he has seen. And I think steps are being taken to use the legal and other systems to bring those particular contractors to order. They must they must give an account of what they have done. Even if they were to do it well, it will not be satisfactory in the long run. So I've been working on it. I've been working on the water project with other members, other elite in Yaoundé. We have been working on it seriously, and we know that there are three sources of water to get water to Menchi in enough quantity. And the three sources are from Azi, Fiangep,
Yes.
from
Che-
Bela,
yes.
yes, the one here,
Behind Seed of Wisdom. Behind Seed of
and
Wisdom, yes.
from Jensen. So if these three sources are tapped in the correct
Wait.
manner,
Mm-hmm.
then Menji will have enough water. Uh, the water from Jensen has not been successful. As I said, I think the contractors should be brought to book. They should not only explain themselves, but punished for not satisfying, for not doing what they were supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
I've met minister in charge of water and energy more than 3 times to tell him that we need water and electricity in Menji as a matter of urgency. So he asked for estimates, and I took them to him. And he asked me, what are the priorities? And I've told him that the priority is to repair the water from Azi to Menji. And I've updated, the studies have been updated by the local delegate in charge of water.
Mm-hmm.
And it is estimated at around 150 million. I've written to the minister, I've booked to see him again, and I'm optimistic that he will be able to finance the repairs from
Mm-hmm.
Azi. But we cannot rely only on one source, as I
Source.
said,
Yes.
So those, the 100 million that was to bring water from
Jensen.
Jensen should still be followed, and they should still bring the quantity of water that is possible from that area. And I remember when I was special advisor, we started the project from Bela. It did not go quite far, but
Mm-hmm.
after we have repaired the one from Azi, the next thing is to go to Bela and see what can be done.
Done.
If we don't have water from these 3 sources, there will still be a water problem in Menji. But if we have water from these 3 sources, I think for the next 10, 15, 20 years, there will be water in Menji.
Yeah, especially with the influx of the population, uh, water they begin to use water for different activities. I think the demand of water continue to increase compared to when I was in grammar school at that time or GBHS Fontaine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because Menji was getting to 25, 30,000 before
inhabitant
the crisis.
crisis.
So where I think I see in the next 15 years, us reaching 40, 45,000 quickly. And that's why just one source will not be enough.
Of that's true. Honorable, you see, like it appears like things are beginning, like maybe public information are beginning to come out. I don't know if this is a change for LBLM, because things like this contract, I never knew about it. Maybe some different people knew about it, but from what we have been gathering, it appeared like people were not so aware. Uh, that's why when information started coming out, which in some way or indirectly or directly, our brother Charles Amindo, have to pass away, maybe in complexity of what kind of information that he was giving or whatever he was saying. But I think, is it a new era now where at least there will be some kind of transparency? I think it is only when you publish some list of contracts and that were going on in the BLM, the level of completion, which nobody ever had that kind of preview, that kind of information. Is this something that we should continue to exercise within our constituency or within our population so that at least people can begin to engage?
No, it has always been there. It has always been there. Before I came into the politics, our investment budget in Lebialem was at just around 200 million, which they used to convert in those days to mission allowances. But since I came in and with other elite, through our hard work, we're able to raise the budget to about 4.55 billion a year. You know, the people know about it. I just told you that in our follow-up committees, we used to have 200 people present. So the people know about it. Definitely people outside Lebialem might not have known about it, but people living in Lebialem know about it because they are the beneficiaries of these projects. Of course, several years ago, there was no water, there was no electricity, there was no road, there was no. But these things are there now. There were not enough schools. The schools are there. They are not done by the local citizens. They are done by the state. They are done from our taxes, and across across the entire country, Liberian people pay their taxes like any other people. So we have been benefiting from these projects, and the local people know about these projects. If you are somewhere and water comes, of course, you know that there has been a project to bring water. We have had difficulties only from when the crisis started. If there were no crisis, you will not recognize Lebialem today. Because I'll just give you one example. I obtained from the Minister of Town Planning in those days, who used to be a former student, 12 kilometers of tarring of Menchi. At the third kilometer, the trouble began. Menchi will be all tarred today if we did not have the crisis. The
Yeah.
people know when they see tar, of course, it's not uh, Ben Forger, it's not me who is paying for the tar, or it's not the deal who is paying, it's the state who pays for these things. So the
Yes.
people did know, the people do know.
Yes, sure. Yeah, sure. People know, maybe not in greater detail, like what is happening now. Of course, people are getting more educated. People may also getting involved in their governance and want to know how, unlike just sit and surprise. Honorable, let me ask you, when it comes to our health institution in Lebialem, I know the crisis too has a devastating effect on us. That is an indisputable fact. Uh, you see, like even right from part of our law, right from the war, there was no health center there for all this time. You move down to Azi or even Mbo, Azi, Mbindi, and Dungwe, even Minji itself. Then there's one in Chinetet. There are some projects that they execute and leave it half away. But one of the shocking news was the one of Azi District Hospital, that the contractor came, did some work, or maybe started. I've not, up to now, I've not had been able to see a document for that contract. But the manner in which the work was done was like vandalism. But now we saw some image again. The road has been repaired and stuff like that. Now that people are returning home, is there any effort? Do you have any power to influence maybe the openings of some of these hospitals? Maybe talk to the medical district officer that if people are posted to go work in those hospitals, they should report to those clinics or those health centers.
No, definitely, health is an important component after infrastructure. I mean, after education.
Yeah.
So it's extremely important. The health centers are there. Many are going into ruins because the workers fled. And of course, you know why the workers fled. That's why I keep insisting. I don't want to overpower
Yeah. Yeah.
people, but
No.
I keep insisting.
Yeah.
Right, I keep insisting that even if the security is not active, even if there is the insecurity has gone down, if in people's mind they still think that there is a problem, so it's for us to campaign, it's for us to go out, it's for us to, because if you see where we have the greatest problem is in three condoms. It's in three condoms. It's not everywhere. Wabana is back fully. All the workers, everything. Wabane is back fully. In Alo, the upper part is back fully. You know, but as you say rightly, in the war, because there's still somebody in the bush from the war. In Lebanon, again the same thing. In Lower Ndungatet, again the same thing. So these are the three places that we may say that peace is returning, but we have not been able to put in the minds of non-literate people
Yeah.
to be safe. You know. So as soon as, and my suggestion has been simple, that we try to lure these people out, we try to get these people out and take care of them. We should try to get a few people remaining in the bushes out and take care of them economically and give them a new path. In that way, nobody will have an excuse anymore. Because the excuse is X is here, Y is here, W is here. And if you check, it's true. you know. But if everybody were to come out and we take care of them, then there will be no excuse anymore.
Yes,
You
Honorable. Last
understand?
time, yes, last time you said you were
We
working.
have these health centers. Yeah,
Yes,
sure. We have never stopped dialogue. We continue to dialogue, but the problem I've discovered is this: there are many of our people who think they can eat their cake and have it. It's not possible. We all the bank people, all Fontem subdivisional people, all Lebialem people should say enough is enough. But if some people still think that we can have people in the bush and have development, I'm afraid it will be so slow.
okay. Yes,
Then
Honorable, I know. Last time, you said you have been working behind the scene, maybe with some people, even some people in the diaspora, to see how you can effectively bring peace. Any progress or anything that you may want to share with the public before we continue?
There isn't much progress. We are in a Bafia dance. You know what the Bafia dance is? We take a step forward and
My
a
word.
step backward. This week they give you hope. Next week the hopes are dashed. But there is only one solution that all of us should say enough is enough, and we contribute to help these few people have a different kind of life.
Yes,
So
Honorable. Yeah, because
if in Calabar, if
mhm.
in Calabar, if in Fontem, if in this, if in that, everybody said enough is enough. If everybody said enough is enough, it will end, and our development will pick up because the people we have now in positions are the people who are in charge of development. When we lose them, it will take a very, very long time to benefit from what we should have benefited right now.
And that's why we're saying that sometime somebody like you, our excellent minister, Porterson, maybe if things are not going on back at home properly, they can put pressure, they can write some letters. Honorable, because you see, when we're talking about the Azid District Hospital, because somebody mentioned to me that the state of the hospital was so shocking that the hospital was looted and so many things. Meanwhile, the military is stationed at Azid, and the hospital being a government institution that they were supposed to be protecting, they seem not to understand how that will be happening when the military is around providing security. So when we talk about security, even when in some area when the military is there is protecting, but you still see some of the it's like it's not very balanced because you saw the looting, the image of the hospital, most of the equipment that were in there were carried away, uh, or has been taken away. The contractor maybe transporting material to go there and work may be an issue, but once he's there working, we could say he will his security is guaranteed when the military is around him. Would that be a fair statement to say?
Well, we all complain. I've complained to the military. My house was looted and burned down.
Yeah.
My hotel was looted. My hotel was looted. Which is not far from the military. We were home not long ago. We complained to the military that we they should step up. They should step up their act. They too complain that we are not cooperating. You know. So I'm not a security expert, but when we talk to the military, they say we are not, even we the elite, we are not cooperating. You know, we say you are not doing your work, but in the final analysis, we will get what we deserve. So it is for us. It is for us, the people of Lebanon. It is for us, the people of Lebialem, to make up our minds that we want to develop now, and we
Yeah.
shall develop now.
Yeah, Honorable, I was happy you went home. I think that was about 2 months ago, and I think I may not want to discuss it here. I think your family compound, Abele, is already being cleared, and we think maybe, yeah, you two, you are trying to make sure that you go back home, or maybe carry on some family project, maybe individual project, clear the compound, and maybe fix whatever you can gather from the devastation that happened. It happened to everybody. People that they ask how home were not affected, but they left it collapsed. Especially when people build houses with sun dry and with mud. When you don't live there, even block house, when you don't live there, the house, the structure dilapidated by not using it properly. So I think we all agree that we need to go back and build, but we're just saying that maybe some of you, somebody like you that have a little bit of more power, you can maybe give some little bit of influence where you think that there are lapses.
No, I'd moved home before the crisis. I'd moved home totally. I didn't see what I was doing in Yaoundé.
Hmm.
So I was in between the parliament in Yaoundé and the people in Lebialem. You know, I I hope to start building again. You know, I hope everything is moving in the right direction. The road is getting better. Soon the contract to carry electricity, modern electricity, that's with not with wooden poles,
Hmm.
but with cement poles. You know, wooden poles has a lot of problems, but
Yes.
with cement poles and
Yeah. We wouldn't solve for
line
the.
and high tension will be carried
Yeah.
from Gotungong to
We apologize for some network issues. I think his honorable, he was kicked out. Please bear with us, stay with us. We'll try to rejoin him or to bring him back on board. As we have been discussing, dear viewers of Gaza Media, dear the BLM people, this is the state of the BLM development, and we've been discussing on project and what is going on in the BLM right now. We'll still have a lot to unpackage. We hope His Honorable will be able to come back here online. Just stay tuned, and we will be right back. Sorry, the network was kind of. Let me bring you back in here. Sometimes
it goes off
technology.
and on.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Yeah, Honorable. Now let's talk a little bit about last time. Yeah, you give your intervention. You call it intervention. We used to call it parliamentary grant uh, to carry out maybe some micro project in area that you identify that the need may be. As you stated, it is at your discretion to do that. But the public too, or the people too, are also such. Again, the network. Yes, the network today is not our friend. Dear viewers, we really apologize for the for the hitches of connectivity. We rely on the technology, and once the technology fail, there's nothing that we can do at that point. Let me see if I can just get some. What else can I do right now? Let me see if I can put on some music to entertain while waiting. Wall Island, yeah, I'm going to come for Alexander. Boy, come for Yvonne Gay. Yeah, but for that, and this network has not been so friendly with us today. I don't know why. Yeah, it happens. So yes, sorry, dear viewers. Yeah,
Right, I can hear you.
yes, okay, good. So, Honorable, I was saying people have reached out and are giving suggestion, or some are proposing that yes, even though you stated last time that you do have the sole discretion to do whatever you have to do with your intervention, but people were also where you see the need. Of course, we have seen report where you contributed personally to some of the community organization like Likudu USA during the road project, even during the road project, even during the equipment acquisition at the airport intervention. We also saw your report contribution towards Inspire Bright Future, which I can say it contributes significantly to the opening of Seat of Wisdom and other schools. Uh, Last term holiday where they have a marathon race in Menji, the organized health fair, uh, the football that pull a lot of crowd to area where you supported. So my suggestion or my question to you is, why can't you maybe partner with this non-governmental organization or this community association that you identify that can be trustworthy, so that if you give any money to them, they will be able to give you good report, not just report, but concrete report that will reflect what has actually happened, not where you sit in your office and someone will submit a paperwork to you where design that you think that is okay, but people that you know that they will be able to do the work on the ground. Oh, today it's not a favorite day. Why? Yeah, I think Honorable he's really trying to. There are some key issues that we really need to touch. After this, we have very two important topic that you cannot afford to miss. That will be the BLM vision of 2050 and the Chang Menji Bakaba Road, where I think Honorable Dr. Fojo has some very useful information that he really wanted to share, especially when it comes to this road, the Chang Menji Bakaba Road, a road that people believe that has been used over and over for campaign promises that they will tar the road, but nothing has ever been done, and that will really tie it into the okay, Honorable is looking back. That will really tie it into the BLM vision of 2050, a vision that was conceived by Legda USA under the leadership of CEO Pascal Etundem. So when his honorable is able to log back, we'll have conversation on these two important topics because they kind of tie very together. Because we cannot be talking about the development of the BLM 25 years from now. Yes, oh, honorable, you are back. Thank you. Yes. Again. So we do really apologize uh, that the network keep kicking. The network in Yaoundé is not very steady. Like I was saying, the two item, the BLM vision of 2050, which by next month, around this time, all the BLM in the US and from abroad will be converging to Arizona in Tucson, where some funds from the BLM are attending that convention. So I wanted to ought to have a discussion with Honorable and what role the office of the MP will be playing when it comes to this development. And of course, we would like to discuss on Chang Menji Bakaba Road, the road that lead the BLM to Trans Africa Highway, that open the BLM to a five to about $4 million dollar market in Nigeria. So that is a huge road, and we'll be discussing on that. We hope the network doesn't kick Honorable again. He's back in here. Honorable, we really apologize for this. I don't know why. This thing, oh, he's off again. We may just have to maybe let him die in an audio. I don't know if that will serve better. Yeah, this is sad. Dear viewer, please, if you're just joining in, we are on the state of the BLM development. We are member of Parliament, Honorable Dr. Bernard Fojo, who is the lone parliamentarian from the BLM. He was briefing us on the state of development. Yes, hello, Honorable. Yes, I can get. I hope they stay steady too. Yeah, I don't know. We are getting to the crucial point. Something I would really want to talk
Yeah,
on.
yeah, I can see I'm on stage. Yes.
Yes, okay. Yes, Honorable. Yeah, before the network, I pray it doesn't happen again. Um, yes, I was asking you about the way some
I
maybe
cannot
little.
hear you.
Oh, you cannot hear me. Can you hear me now? Uh, yeah, Honorable say you cannot hear me. Honorable, can you hear me now? No, you cannot. Yeah, but I hear you when you speak.
Hello?
Yes, hello. I can hear you.
Hello?
Yes, hello.
I can't
It's
hear
difficult.
you.
Yes, and
Can you hear me?
yes, I can hear you. I can hear you 10 on 10.
Wow.
It doesn't want us to talk today. Why? Honorable. Oh, I can hear you so well. Mm,
I cannot hear you.
yes, I know. What do we do at this point? Uh, what do we do at this point? Ah, let me try to see if Honorable, it's like this. What happened? I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you so well, but you cannot hear me. Yeah. When you were locking it, do you touch anything again other than? Will you mind locking out and in, please? I think when Honorable Kamba will have to just, if we're able to have the sound, we'll dive into this crucial discussion. Oh, Honorable, if you cannot go, then
Hello?
maybe yes. Hello. If Honorable could have a different phone, I could dial him on the phone. Honorable, let's go. Let me dial you so that I can come in on an audio. It's just maybe. Let me call so that maybe you can, uh, yeah. Yes. Honorable, yes. Hello? Yes, hello, Honorable.
Hello?
Yes, hello. Yes, can we continue like this so that people can still get your audio?
Okay, we'll continue on WhatsApp.
Yes, yes, yeah, we continue on
All right,
WhatsApp.
no problem. For
Yes,
me, no problem.
yes, so that they already see your face, so that we can just continue like this, and I will ask you the question. Yes, Honorable, I was.
Okay, no
Yes,
problem
yeah,
from my end.
yes. No, I will apologize for that. Honorable, yes, before the network begin to disturb us, we were talking about uh, interventions. That is there any way that you could identify some local community-based organization and partner with them so that if you have any microfinance project or any finances through your office, you can work with these local NGOs that they can really create meaningful impact and give you feedback, not just feedback on paper, but concrete feedback that will really reflect the reality. As you yourself, you are seeing your personal contribution towards the Kudu Ngundeng Azir Road project, even the acquisition of the road, the bank road equipment, your contribution to which I saw on the report of the Inspire Bright Future, the grassroots organization that sponsors the third term holiday activities of last year, where there was a football tournament, there was a marathon race.
You're perfectly right. Before the crisis,
yes,
I used to work mainly with CIGs, and other non-profit organizations, But when the crisis came, it became a bit difficult, more because most of them ran away, but the councils remained. So throughout the crisis, my main partners have been the council. As the crises are coming to an end, I'll go back to the CIGs and NGOs, and so your suggestion is an interesting one and a surer one, because when you work with CIGs, it's direct, because it's the members of the CIG or the members of a particular forum that benefit, and they can use the credits directly. So the suggestion you're making, we used in the past, and with the end of the crisis, we'll go back to it.
Okay. Yes. Thank you, Honorable. Honorable. Yes. Let's now move a little bit forward. I think the sound now is very clear. Lebialem Vision 2050 Paradise, transforming Lebialem to, some people call it small London. Just in globally means changing the BLM landscape in terms of development infrastructure by the year 2050. I'm not sure. I don't know if the CEO of the Kudu USA have reached out to you. My question would be, what do you think will be your own role or the office of the parliamentarian? Not you as an individual. Of course, you are the son of the BLM, but the office of the MP when it comes to this kind of agenda.
Well, the role of the parliamentarian, the job of a parliamentarian is basically to vote laws and to control government action, period, but because a parliamentarian has an eye on the next election and on history, he normally takes care of things that will improve his constituents. So that's why I'm extremely active in our developmental issues and problems and successes. With Lebialem Paradise 2050, of course, whoever is parliamentarian should take a great interest. And we'll do particularly two things. One is to kind of bring all the plans together, because that's not the only plan going on in that concerns LBLM. You also have the Minister Tasson, Professor Leke, and the funds and other leading elite working on a cultural development plan, basically cultural and some aspects of socio-economic the development also are part of that plan. So that's the plan. The state also is carrying out a regional plan for all the regions of Cameroon, particularly I think the Southwest and a few other regions that need urgent plans. And in each of these regional plans, they are going to choose a few communes, and we hope LBLM will be, at least some communes in LBLM will be part of that plan. So there will be a state regional plan, a state development plan per region, per division. So you can see already that there are three plans. You have the state plan, you have the plan of the elite, and now you have LEGDA USA with their own plan. When I say plan of the elite, it's national LEGDA.
Okay.
So a good parliamentarian will try to coordinate or try to make sure that these three plans at some point meet.
Yes.
For a final master plan. Another thing a good deputy will do is to bring down the plans to earth. Like when you say Lebialem Paradise 2050, there's no magic wand. that in 2050 you will strike and Lebialem will be developed. For Lebialem to be a paradise in 2050, the foundations have to be laid today.
Yes.
The foundations have to be laid today. We have to tar the road today. We have to have high power electricity and water today. So if we don't have that, then we are building castles in the air. They will end up just as a dream. So a good parliamentarian will try to point this out and try to make sure that the foundation is laid right now. And of course, for the foundation to be laid right now, we need again go back to our peace thing, which
we discussed earlier.
I would not like to stress stress it again. Mm-hmm. We need peace now to tar the road. We need peace to carry the electricity from Chang, a three-phase 90 kilowatts from Chang to. Because if we don't have adequate electricity, you have no real development plan.
Yes.
So we have to lay the foundation of the paradise that we want in just 25 years. If we want the paradise in 25 years, it is not impossible. I know Dubai, I think, developed in about 30, 40 years. China, I think, in 40, 50 years. So it's not impossible to have a Lebialem paradise if we lay the foundations now. For us to lay the foundations now, we must unite, and we must unite in peace and prosperity. Voila.
Yes. Honorable, thank you for that wonderful response. You reunite in peace and prosperity. Now, Honorable, when you were speaking, you mentioned about the road and the Tower Road. This brings me to this last topic, which is not a small topic. That's why I keep it last. The BLM Road. And the major road that we are referring here is the Chamenji Bakaba Road. The road that leads us to the Trans-African Highway Road that lead us to the Nigeria, a bigger market, a bigger economy, where post-crisis or prior to the crisis, you see these people, we used to call them wara wara. There were that people could go to Nigeria buying goods, even in Menji. If you had a hotel in Menji at that time, people would come and sleep. The economy was booming. Big stuff were in Menji. You could have access. Even the Bamileke used to pass through Menji. So that boosts the economy. So the state of the road of Chang, Menji, Bakaba, some people say, politicians have used it for a very long time, left and right. Honorable, what is happening right now? What is the state of that road right now?
Already that, but for the crisis, that would have been bad, because we had worked on it with John Fongan. You might know this name. Very, very closely. We had lobbied. What the parliamentarian does is lobby. We have no budget. We lobby. Mm-hmm. And you get people who can help you carry out some of this lobby. And it was with John Fongan, who had connections with some Chinese, and were able to lobby the government to do the studies. As I said last time, those studies cost 2.8 billion, and the Chinese had raised 95 billion to tar the road when the problem started. And of course, they are no longer interested. But when we got Minister Tasson, when the president kindly gave us a ministerial position, and the position they gave Minister Tasson, we again been working on it very, very closely. And we have seen some opportunities in the African Development Bank. And the African Development Bank has made available 800 million to revise the studies. Civil engineering studies last for maximum 5 years. Mm-hmm. And I think those studies are more than 10 years now. So the road is no longer, the thing is no longer the same. There might have been some earth movements, there might have been some, I don't know what. And so these studies have to be reviewed. And sometime last year, 7 international companies were consulted, mainly who have something to do with the International Development Bank. And none of these companies responded. because of the crisis, because of the perceived insecurity. As I said, even if the insecurity is not that serious, as long as there's perceived insecurity, there is a serious problem. So because of the perceived insecurity, nobody tendered. So it wasn't easy, but with the help of some senior politicians, we were able to convince the Minister of Public Works to ask for a direct contract, what they call in French a gré à gré, from the Minister of Public Contracts, who gladly gave him the authority. And he has retained an Italian company to review the studies. And the Italian company with the ministry, they wanted to, the contract is about to be signed. I think might have been signed already. If not by this month end, it will be signed. So they had to do a quick, before they come and sign the contract, a quick trip to see the entire road, to see whether that amount of money, the 800 million, would be sufficient. But because of the crisis again, they say, "Oh, look, we can't risk our life. We shall stop at Alo." So they went out and actually stopped in the Fonds Palace in Alo. That's Mameto, and came back. So when my attention was drawn to this, again, the minister, negotiating with the minister, negotiating with the governor, with the prefects, and so on. And finally, the minister has agreed, reluctantly, that they will tell the governor and the Jews to provide some security, so that these studies can be reviewed.
Yes. So, Honorable, the email.
You see, so why are we giving ourselves all these kinds of problems? Because if we don't succeed in reviewing the road, it will be time to do a law, and that will be it. And I don't know when we'll come back again to it. So if we are people who are serious with our own development, who want this paradise in 2050, we have to ensure security, not just real security, but even perceived security. It has to be known that there's nobody again who is likely to give anybody a problem in our area. Because if we have no such problems, the review will go through Lebialem without any problem. We're also in negotiations with the administrative authorities in Manu. My colleague from Manu, we work together to a certain extent. So it comes back to the same thing. Let's move away from just real security to perceived security. Real security is not enough. It has to be in everybody's mind that the entire Lebialem is a green zone. If we can do that, we'll have no developmental problems in the next few years. And our 2050 plan will happen.
Okay.
I may not be there. Some of us may not be there, but at least would have laid the foundation for Lebialem paradise.
Yes, Honorable. These images that we got, I think these are images of the road from the BLM. Unfortunately, you are no longer able to see this on the screen. What kind of construction work is going on here? Do you have any idea?
No, they're just throwing. We were able to mushrooms grow on it, algae, and so on. So the presidential plan, again, which is under the coordination of our son, is providing more than $1 billion for electricity to come through. Okay. I hope that will happen by the end of this year.
Okay, Honorable, just to be very clear before we continue, this particular road that we are seeing images here, this is I think they call it, is it N19 or regional road or R19? This is the road that leaves Chang.
It's a regional road. It's a regional road.
Okay. The regional road that passes through Menji to Bakeba.
Right.
Okay. I just wanted to be.
So they're working on it.
No, because I have some images here, so I just wanted our audience to be clear that this is the road that you are actually referring to.
Yes, the road is Menji. It used to be Changfontem, but now they call it Changmenji Bakebe,
okay,
which is our main road.
Yes. Yeah, because that's the road. That's one of the road that people have been crying for so long. I'm glad that you are explaining that. God willing, we hope everything.
People have been crying. Is what I'm telling you now. Is the same people who stopped it. If we didn't stop it, it would have been done. And at that time, it was to be done for 90-something billion. I think now they are talking of 130, 140 billion. You see what can happen? You see what can happen? The price is going up every day. The price is going up every day.
Honorable, I think we want to thank you. We really apologize that this has to happen, that at this point we are not able to see you, but I think the audience can still listen to your voice. It is very clear. We want to thank you again for coming. And before, I know that, yes, at some time you always give your closing remark with all this kind of conversation. Honorable, will you be coming for this convention? I'm not sure. I don't know. Will you be able to come? Did they even invite you?
So you're not sure?
I don't know.
Why are you not sure? I don't know. I don't know.
No, I'm just asking you. Okay, let me just ask you. Will you come? So that will also will you come?
No, I'm in contact with the President General of LBLM USA. We're in communication. We're working together. It's just bright ideas. I'm just trying to give foundations to those ideas, because those ideas will not work if we don't lay the foundation now. If we don't have roads, if we don't have water, if we don't have electricity, if we don't have good schools, if we don't have hospitals, there will be no paradise. When you say paradise, you mean roads. When you say paradise, you mean electricity, water, schools, hospitals, and so on. So we should stop shooting ourselves in the foot. We should stop committing suicide, and let's develop ourselves. We have everything. We have everything. We have all the people in the right places right now. Let's not lose them. Let's not lose them at all. Because if those people are changed, it will take another, I don't know how many years to get people in those kinds of positions. I can tell you that most of the technical directors and director generals in Yaoundé, they're my ex-students. When I enter an office, I'm not greeted the same way any other parliamentarian will enter. Let's make use of that. Let's make use of that today.
Yeah. I think the message is going out clear, and I think we'll continue to carry this message on. I really want to thank you for taking this Sunday. I think this Easter Sunday where people are feasting, especially your own time in Cameroon now is already past 2. I believe it's already kind of 25 minutes past 2 where people are supposed to be having dinner with family, but you are here to.
Thank you. It's a privilege for me. It's a privilege for me to do what I opted to do. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Honorable, at least we'll continue to keep in touch so that if there is anything, at least I'm glad that at least we'll continue with this area of communication, open communication. I believe that people will begin to listen to you, hear your suggestion, hear how you are working, the challenges that you face as well, the challenges that the whole system, due to the insecurity, due to whatever is happening, at least so that we can put the forces together and maybe realize something useful. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And you have a wonderful Sunday. Yeah.
And we keep in touch and we continue to educate our people.
No, I'm glad that yeah, when I text you, it was not even a call. You respond to me, so that was wonderful. At least, yeah, we'll continue. We'll keep the communication open. Like I said, if you happen to be here, I'm not sure. Then we'll have more time to meet physically. Then we'll, that time when we talk, will not the network will not disturb us any longer. That's true. Yes, that's true. I'll yeah. Think about that. Yeah. Okay, Honorable, you have a wonderful Sunday and happy okay, Easter. Thank you, yeah. And thank all your viewers. I wish them a very, very happy Easter. The Lord has risen. Let Lebialem rise with the Lord. Yeah. Okay. Dear viewers, that was it. That was our honorable parliamentarian, Honorable Dr. Bernard Fojo, talking to us here in this program, The Voice, with the state of Lebialem. And we're glad that he was here. He took out the time to hear. We'll stay on, have an open mind when you listen to this or when you go back to re-listen, so that if there is any suggestion, as he said last time, you can always write to his office and start that and have a conversation. I want to thank you so much for tuning in this morning.